Any good? I don't know. I haven't done anything.
Just refresh the screen. Sorry, bro.
That's all right. Will it say anywhere that the sound's working anywhere?
Nah, you won't be able to tell. Like,
Okay,
to the comments and.
And welcome back to the City Strength Cup. We have begun our bench press. So we've had 2 lifters go already that we've just missed. So Millie was successful with 50 kilos, as was Della. So next up is Teresa with 55 kilos. That is a yellow plate and a collar on each side. So there's a couple more rules with the bench press than there is with the squat. You must have your heels flat on the floor, your bum on the bench, your shoulders and head on the bench, and your hands gripping the bar inside the rings, which are 81 centimeters apart. Once you assume your starting position, the referee will give you a start command. The bar must be stationary on your chest before you receive the press command, and then you must resume your starting position at lockout before you get a rack command. So obviously, like I've just explained, this is the most technical of the 3 lifts, and it is the one where people have the most technical faults. So if you do see a red light and you're not sure what it is, I will explain it. And that is a great looking bench press, and 3 white lights for Teresa. Nice work. Next up, we have Jane, also attempting 55 kilos. Here she comes. She was successful with a 72.5 kilo squat, and here she is benching her opener of 55. So although I did explain all the rules to bench press and it did sound quite complicated, in reality it's pretty easy. Just like you saw on Teresa's press, it's quite simple. There's a lot of finicky things that you can get wrong. So if you do compete in a powerlifting comp, make sure that you do know the rules of your federation. Each of the federations are slightly different. You also can ask the spotters to hand the bar out to you if you don't want to hand it out yourself. And there's a nice smooth opener there from Jane. 3 white lights. And up next we have Helen Frank with 65 kilos. She was successful in a 125 squat, which was a real grinder. She did a great job with it. And here she is opening her bench press account up at 65 kilos. Is it working? I'll text Chrissy. And it's a nice easy opener there for Helen. As you can see, she took a slightly wider grip than the lifters before her. She's making use of that max grip width, which is where those rings are on the barbell. It is working. Excellent. Here's Valentina opening up at 70. She does have a junior bench press record in the 48 kilo class at 75, and she should be looking to eclipse that number today. And she has been looking really good in training. So as I mentioned earlier, you can ask the spotters for a handout there. That's a great opening attempt. And 3 white lights for Valentina. When you hand out, move that way. Once you hand out, go that way. Get away from the camera. And next up is Yanni with 85 kilos. So it's a red and a white and a collar. She squatted 145 on her second attempt and took a huge jump to 165 and was unfortunately unsuccessful with 165. So maybe she can be a little bit smarter with her attempt selection here on bench press and walk away with as many made lifts as possible. And the bar is loaded for Yanni. Here she comes. One day off of winning the state figure bodybuilding championships. She's also a previous junior IPF world champion in powerlifting. So she's a multi-sport competitor and she's been very successful in both domains. And that's fantastic bench press technique there from Yanni, and successful 85 kilo opener. She's on the board. So she's elected to jump to 92.5 kilos for her second attempt. And up next is Matthew Wiseman. He squatted 137.5 on his second attempt and very narrowly missed 142.5 on his third. And he's opening his bench press account at 95. Nice and smooth and fast there from Matt. That is 3 white lights. And you will notice that the ranges of motion for each of the lifters is going to be different based on their body proportions, based on how much they arch, and based on their grip width. So generally speaking, the lifters who do have the shorter arms are the ones who excel at the bench press. So back to the top of the group, and we're going to start round 2 bench press. So here is Millie with 55 kilos. She's setting up with a big arch, using the rack to her advantage to create leverage and get in a nice strong position. And not quite the strength there for 55 kilos. She'll have another attempt for that on her third. So a 5 kilo jump from 50 to 55 is actually quite a big jump here for bench press. So if the first does move easily and they jump 5 kilos, it's probably going to be quite a bit harder. So bench press has to be very careful with attempt selection. You tend to drop off quite dramatically at the top end as well. So Della also attempting 55. She's going to elect to do a self handout. And nice and smooth there for Della. Well done. That is 3 white lights according to the referees. Well done, Della. And up next we have Jane attempting 57.5, so just a 2.5 kilo jump from her opener. She was successful with her third squat and is 4 for 4 so far today, so looking to extend that to 5 out of 5 made lifts. And the bar is loaded, and here she comes. So just like with the squat, we do have 1 minute timer from when the bar is loaded until we get the start command. So Jane's using all of that time here to make sure she gets in a strong position for a good press. And nice fight through the middle there, a little bit sticky towards the top, but that is 3 white lights. And it's another good lift. Jane moves to 5 out of 5 for the day. It's a great lifting so far from Jane. Bar is loaded for Teresa with her second attempt at 60 kilos, taking a 5 kilo jump. The first was very smooth, so hoping for more of the same. She was also successful with all 3 squats, so she's looking to go 5 for 5 to start her day off. And a nice 57.5 kg bench press. And she's 5 for 5. It's good lifting from Teresa. Up next we have Helen Frank, who's also taken a 5 kilo jump from 65 to 70. Her opener was excellent, very fast. So I expect that this one will also be as such. Taking that nice wide grip to limit her range of motion. And that's another smooth bench press, successful 70. Another lifter who's 5 for 5 from the day. It's been really, really great lifting across the board. We haven't seen too many misses. It's been great coaching, great attempt selection, and great execution as well from the lifters. Up next we have Valentina, who's taken a 7.5 kilo jump from 70 to 77.5 kilos. I believe this is a comp PB for Valentina, and she's building a nice total for herself for today. The bar is loaded for Valentina. Out she comes. Always has a smile on her face, Valentina. Doesn't matter whether she's training, competing, or doing anything in her daily life, she always has a smile on her face. Again, another lifter who uses the rules to her advantage here, using a nice wide grip, using her arch, and trying really to maximize that position so that she can press the biggest weight that she can. And it's really when you start to tinker with your technique and start to maximize the efficiency of your lift that you can reach that strength potential. And unfortunately, no lift there for Valentina with 77.5, but she'll have another chance to hit that on her third attempt. Next up we have Yanni, attempting 92.5 kilos, a 7.5 kg jump. Opener was very comfortable, so I expect the same here. And the bar is loaded for Yanni with 92.5 kilos. Fresh off a state bodybuilding title in the figure category. And right back onto the powerlifting platform after eating lots of Messina yesterday. She even got her Messina socks on. Very strong looking bench there from Yanni at 92.5. And we'll see what she takes for her last attempt. And she's going to just take a 2.5 kilo jump to 95 for her third. Just making sure she locks in a successful third attempt there. I think it will end up being quite conservative. Next up is Matt Wiseman with 100 kilos. Another member here of City Strength. So nice looking stroke there from Matt. 100 kilos is a successful good lift. And that's a milestone for any lifter. He's pretty happy with that one. And he's going to take another 5 kilos to 105 for his third attempt. Up next is Millie, re-attempting 55 kilos. She missed this on her second, and she gets another chance here. So let's hope she can knock this one over and add to her total for the day. So the winner of powerlifting comps is the winner of the biggest total in each weight class. But today we're using the DOTS coefficient. So it's the highest DOTS score for the lifter for the men's category and the women's category. Those will be the winners today, not the weight class winners. And that's a much better execution there from Millie with 55. That's the thing with bench press. Sometimes if you don't quite hit it right, it can get really difficult. Whereas other times, if you nail that technique, it can almost look easy. And that's the difference between a make and a miss in powerlifting, which is why our technique is so important and why it's so important that we practice with good technique as much as we can in our training. And final attempt here for Della with 57.5 kilos. This will be a bench press PB for Della. 55 looked pretty solid. So he's hoping she can knock this one over and add 2.5 kilos to her total. And just a little bit too heavy. And like I was saying earlier, 2.5 kilos on bench press can be quite a lot for these lightweight lifters. Sometimes 2.5 kilos could be, as much as 5%. So that's quite a big jump in the grand scheme of things. So that's why you have to be super careful with your bench press attempt selection. Either way, Della has finished with a successful 55. And we'll move on to deadlifts to look for a nice deadlift PB. Next up is Jane with 60. She's taken 2.5 kilos from her last attempt of 57.5, which looked pretty nice. Doing the timer. She takes a bar herself. Looks very stable in her hands. And strong through the middle. It's a big fight. It's a big fight. Can she keep going? And she can. We'll see what the referees say. It's a good lift. 3 white lights. Well done, Jane. What a grind there with 60 kilos. That's some great bench pressing. That's the biggest grind of the day so far. Well done there from Jane. Up next we have Teresa, jumping 2.5 kilos from her successful 60 kilo second attempt. And the bar's loaded for her. So she squatted 125 and she's benched 60 thus far. And this will make it 6 for 6 for the day, adding 2.5 more to her total if she can successfully press this one. And just a bit too heavy there today. Again, that 2.5 kilos is just quite a big jump and can be too much for a lot of lifters. Up next we have Helen with 72.5, so a 2.5 kilo jump. She opened her account with 65, went to 70, and now 72.5. She is 5 out of 5 for today. Looking to make it 6 for 6 as we move on to deadlifts. She's had a great day of lifting. And it's a nice fight through the middle. And that is a great bench press there from Helen. 3 white lights. She moves on to 6 for 6 for the day. Taking her subtotal to 197.5 kilos subtotal. Up next is Valentina. She just attempted 77.5 on her second and was a little bit too heavy off the chest. Let's see if she can improve her execution on this one and make it a successful attempt. So the spotters are furiously loading her bar. And the bar's loaded. She's a fan favourite here. Everyone's getting around her. There's about 8 coaches behind the and Coach John Tran has been called in to do the handout here, which should give Valentina a little bit more confidence. She's using all of her minute on the clock to get herself into the right position here. Seconds on the clock. Looks like she's in a strong position here. And that's the way. That's a successful lift. 77.5 kilo bench press. Well done, Valentina. That takes her subtotal to 187.5 kgs, which is 10 kilos behind Helen. And they weighed in at similar weights. So we could see a little bit of a battle between those two. So right now, as it stands, the points are in first place, Yanni 372, second place, Helen 370, and Valentina 366, and that will be after their opening deadlift attempts. Here comes Yanni for 95, just a 2.5 kilo jump. She's playing it a little bit safer here on the bench than she did on the squat. I think she's probably learned from her mistake.
Go Yanni, push.
And I think that was the right call. Successful 95 there for Yanni. Taking her prospective points to 375 after her opening deadlift. So she's in the lead currently for the women. Looking to win herself some money. Yeah, they're not. And here comes Matt. This is the final bench press attempt for the group. 105 from Matt. He's taking 2 5 kilo jumps. Been successful on both. We'll see how he goes here. I think he had 5 kilos in him after that last one, so I think this is the right call. And it's tough, and it's just dipped. Just a little bit too heavy. He got very, very close. What you'll notice with the lifters who have longer arms is they will tend to stick at the top a little bit more than those with shorter ranges of motion. So moving on to Group A bench press. We've got some big benches in this group. Most notably Chad Odsey, who is opening his bench at 165 at just a measly 73 kilo body weight. And the bar's loaded for Ryan at 105. He's going to open up his account on 105. And the bar is loaded for Ryan, and here he comes. taking his time to set up, ensuring he's nice and tight before he takes the bar out of the rack. Lovely bench press opener, really easy. I assume we'll see a nice big jump for his second attempt here. Up next is Simon, who is competing in his first competition. He had a really impressive 235 kilo squat at 82.7 body weight. That's a very big squat for a first competition, and for anyone at 83 body weight actually, particularly in the first comp. So here he is opening up his bench press account at 125 kilos. And the bar is loaded. Yeah.
It's like a sales round.
Yeah. It's a pretty comfortable opening bench there for Simon, and he's got one red light for his feet not being flat. But it's still a good lift because all you need is 2 out of 3 white lights. You just need majority rules on the platform. Are they sticky? Yeah, good.
And they got a really small sole.
Yeah, I got it.
They're alright. I wouldn't spend $60 on studs.
I had the 2 minutes.
Really? Oh, I haven't paid attention. So the notorious lifts like flat high. Oh really?
Yeah, they're actually shoes.
Okay, I didn't know any. I thought they were socks as well. Because I reckon.
And the referees are just explaining to Simon's coach what went on there, and it was just that his heels weren't quite flat. So up next is Tim with 130 kilos, opening up his account, and he was successful with a 190 squat. Really technically impressive squatter, and I assume the same for the bench press. Very smooth, easy opener, 130 on the board. Great lifting there from Tim. Up next we have Oscar with 135. This is his first competition competing in the 74 kilo class. He squatted 220, which was really impressive, and he probably had a little bit left in the tank. And opening his account up here at 135 is quite a big bench press for his weight class. So he might be one to look out for in the future. So head ref Harlotrat is just telling Oscar that he needs to flatten his heels. As I did explain at the start, your heels must be flat on the floor, and he only has 20 seconds remaining to get the start command. So he needs to be quick here. He did not get the down call from the side referee Mags, who just gave him a red light for his heels not being flat, but it's 2 white lights, 2-1, majority rules. It's a good lift for Oscar there. But he will need to get his heels flat on this next attempt if he wants to get all three of his bench presses here. So up next is Andrew with 145. He had a huge squat of 290 today, but he elected not to take a third attempt. He did compete wearing wraps, so he is not eligible for the money. So he's actually excluded from being able to win the money because he competed in knee wraps. And the same thing for Chris, who's the next lifter, opening at 150. So here's his 145 opener. And Andrew usually competes with his heels up, but he's had to adjust to the rules we have today. And he said he's been struggling a little bit more with figuring out how to flatten up his heels, but that looked like a really, really good bench opener there for Andrew. And it's 3 white lights. Up next is Chris Kelly, and like I said, he also competed in wraps like Andrew did, so he's excluded from being able to win the money as well, opening up his bench press account with 150.
You have to pass it or not? I can't remember if I passed it next. Is this where you failed? What? Is this where you failed? What was that? The second time I'll tell it. I know this song by heart. This is my karaoke. Yeah. Like a higher level video. Huh? Yeah. Like a higher level video. Like 9 years. Are you sure? Yeah.
So Chris Insuring gets himself into a really tight position here as he sets up.
Oh no.
Ensuring that his shoulders stay back and down, his chest stays high and proud. That's a nice looking bench opener there for Chris at 150. He's got a lot more juice in the tank. And he will, I assume, take some quite big jumps to find out where his limit is on his third attempt. Up next we have Mitsu, who squatted his first ever 200 kilo squat, and he was pumped about it. And he is really great at bench press. So here he is opening at 155. He only weighed in at 81 kilos. That's a very impressive opener on the bench press for Mitsu.
My podcast mic.
Thank you. So Mitsu uses the widest possible grip, and he actually rotates his hands to get his hands even further out here. It's called Japanese grip bench press. Nice and smooth 155 kilos. And he received 1 red light from the right again for not having his heels flat. He also clipped the rack on the way up, which you are allowed to do so long as the bar doesn't go down, which it didn't in that case, so he received white lights for that. Up next we have Boris Abeda. Boris, another guy with a huge bench press today, opening his account up at 165. He did squat 220 and looked like he could have done about 240. So here comes Boris opening up his bench press account with 165. Boris with a very elaborate bench press setup to make sure that he gets as tight as possible, gets those legs engaged, gets that rib cage up as high as he can. That's a lovely looking opener there for Boris, 165, looking like nothing. Assuming he'll take some big jumps here. He was very happy with that one. Up next we have Chad Odyssey, also doing 165. He weighed in at 73.7 today. This is a very big bench press, way over double body weight. As an opener, he'll be looking to bench around 180 today, which is extremely impressive. Pretty comfortable 165 there from Chad. He's on the board. Going back to the top of the group, we've got Ryan Murphy with 112.5. He's taken a 7.5 kilo jump from his opener, which was extremely easy. So I assume this will be nice and comfortable as well. Spotters and loaders just getting the bar ready for him, making sure the rack height and the safeties are set to the right heights, and making sure obviously that the weight on the bar is the correct weight. And here comes Ryan, 112.5 on the bar. Looking to extend his total by 7.5 kilos. Moving his subtotal onto 307.5. If this is successful. Very nice looking bench press there from Ryan. Will we see 120 on the bar for his third? I think we probably will. Just as I suspected, Ryan will be taking 120 on his third. Up next we have Simon with the 7.5 kilo jump to 132.5. And there was a little dip in the bar there at the start of the press, so I think this will be 3 red lights, and it is 2 whites and a red. So it's a successful lift there for Simon. Up next we have Tim with 135. Opened at 130, a 5 kilo jump, very reasonable. His first was smooth. I assume this will be smooth also. Smooth lift there from Tim. A little bit slower than his opener, which is what you expect. I expect another small jump here from Tim. And I was correct, he's taking a 2.5 kilo jump on his third. Up next we have Oscar, who has taken just the smallest possible jump, which is 2.5, to his second attempt here at 137.5. Weighting at just 72, so he's almost approaching that double bodyweight bench press, which is a big milestone for any lifter. And I assume, in the next few months or years, he will achieve that. Oscar's been asked to replace the bar here for his heels being up. So you need your heels to get flat in order to get the start command from the referees. So I can't see from where I'm sitting whether he has his heels for that or not. And he's gotten one referee to put a hand down, and he's asked to replace the bar. And he has unfortunately timed out, so that is a no lift there for Oscar.
Heels.
I can't see because of the Up next we have Andrew taking a 10 kilo jump to 155. It's hoping to look quite comfortable. So here he comes. The flat foot bench press king, Andrew Dowrick. With a 155 second attempt. Here he comes. Bars loaded. And unfortunately just a little bit too heavy. Like I was saying earlier with Matt, you'll see with these lifters who take a narrow grip, and often ones who have longer arms, is they will have a sticking point slightly higher than the ones with a wider grip or with shorter arms. So that's what you saw there from Andrew. You're really trying to generate that speed out of the bottom position to really get you through that sticking point. And unfortunately, wasn't enough speed. Next is Chris with 160, and the bar is loaded. 10 kilo jump for Chris. Opener was very comfortable. 10 kilo jump seems reasonable. Nice and smooth there on the second attempt at 160. It's good lifting from Chris. He's 5 out of 5, heading into his final bench press attempt. Up next we have Mitsu, opened at 155, and he is extended by 5 kilos to 160 kilos, so almost at double body weight bench. I assume on his third he will do 165, which will crack over that double body weight bench press. Very methodical bench press technique here from Mitsu. Really strong position there. That one looked cleaner than his opener. His great bench pressing from Mitsu. 3 white lights and 160 is successful. We'll see what he puts in for his third. And Chad Odyssey has jumped up to 172.5. Up 7.5 on his first attempt, which will take his subtotal to 382.5 kilos. Spotters and loaders just tightening up the bar, ensuring that the rack height and safeties are set correctly. And the bar is loaded for Chad. Here he comes. And that's 3 white lights for Chad with 172.5.
177 or 175?
Up next we have Boris Abeda with 3 red plates, which is 175 kilos. He made his opener look like it was an empty bar, so I have no doubt this one will be quick as well. nice and smooth there from Boris with 175. It's great lifting. The last bench of the group that was, so we go back to the start, which is Ryan Murphy attempting 120 kilos, which is above his body weight, and 120 is a big milestone for any lifter. And the bar is loaded for Ryan with 120 for his final bench press attempt. And a nice fight there from Ryan. Comfortable 120. Maybe a little bit more in the tank. That's really good bench pressing from Ryan. He's having a great day so far. 5 out of 6 lifts. Up next we have Simon with 135. Just a 2.5 kilo jump from his last, which was quite tough. So he's going to need to hit this one right. He's going to need to execute to tick this one off and have him 6 out of 6 for the day. So he has made all 5 of his lifts, has been lifting really well. This is just to extend his total, his subtotal, by 2.5 kilos. And the bar is loaded for Simon. Here he comes. Bar tipped a couple times there before the spotters took it, so unfortunately no lift from Simon. Just not quite enough strength there for that one, but he's having a great day. Bar is low. Can to build the biggest total that he can. .5 successful bench. He is also 5 out of 6 moving on to deadlifts. Next we have Oscar attempting 140. And he just timed out on his second attempt of 137.5 because he couldn't get his heels flat. So I think he probably does have the strength for this. He just needs to make sure that he's following all the rules correctly. And the bar is loaded for Oscar. 140 on the bar. It's a big milestone for any lifter. 3 blue plates per side, and 3 plates at commercial gyms per side. It's one of those real milestones for anyone who's powerlifting. And to do it at 72 kilos body weight, even more impressive. And he's absolutely smoked that 140. That's great lifting from Oscar. 3 white lights. Successful bench press. Up next is Andrew with 155. He unfortunately missed this on his second attempt. Just didn't quite have the strength for it. I'm not sure whether it's an execution issue or not, and we'll find out whether he can just dial up the technique a little bit and lock this one in. Spotters and loaders getting the bar ready for Andrew, and the bar is loaded, and here he comes. Andrew, also a member of C Strength HQ, coached by John Tran. And he's fought for that one, but not quite again. Just a little bit too heavy there from Andrew. Up next we have Chris, 170. Taking another 10 kilo jump.
Yeah, but the points. What's he gonna finish on? Yeah, I can deadlift 270. Okay, my deadlift hasn't taken a hit.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know, I was on the beers on Friday.
The other guy's not bad too. The 83.
Yeah, but he's not good at this. Yeah, but he won't catch up.
That's 280 as well.
Yeah. Do you reckon it'll be... Was this open or restart though? This guy? Yeah. What was that?
10 and
Yeah.
5. 10 and 5.
But it'll be close.
You're up to it. Yeah, I know.
Up next is Chris. Bars loaded for him. And that's a smooth 170 bench. That's really good stuff from Chris. 3 white lights. Bar is loaded for Mitsu. He's taking a 10 kilo jump to 170. His 160 did look really comfortable. It's rare that you see someone's second attempt jump exceed the size of their first attempt jump. But I back him in home here. I think this will be a successful bench. I've seen him in training. He's benched around this weight a number of times. I think he's got the strength for it. And unfortunately, not quite there for Mitsu. Good catch from the spotters. And up next is Chad, benching 3 red plates, 175 kgs. Very impressive bench at 73.7 body weight. Just a 2.5 kilo jump from his second to his third. So Chad is looking like to be in the best position to win the money today for the males. He has a projected score of 450 after his opening deadlift, which exceeds that of anyone else who is with a chance for the money. I think it's going to be between Chad and Simon for that first place. And it's 2 whites. And it's a good lift for Chad. And his subtotal is now 385, with a projected point score of 453 after his opening deadlift, which exceeds that of Simon in second place at 438. So it looks like Chad has got a nice lead heading into deadlifts. If he can deadlift well, he will be taking home $1,000. The bar is loaded for Boris. This is the final bench press of the group. And the spotters are just changing the safeties to rack height 5. Safety first. Absolutely smoked his second attempt at 175. This is the final bench for the day. At 182.5, 7.5 kilo jump to add another 7.5 to his total. And that's a successful lift. Takes his subtotal to 402.5, 99 body weight. And that wraps up the bench. We will be back in 10 minutes for deadlifts. Sorry, we'll be back in 15 minutes for the deadlifts.
I don't go like I can do hand like who's this guy? Shut up. I'll go take a shot. But the thing is, I think this is actually I'm not going to be average of like I hit 175. Yeah, like usually that means what do you think? Same as the opener? 40? No, I might just take a second if I start. That helps. count, I guess, too.
Yep.
How's it going? Is the people on the chat saying something?
Not really.
This is the quietest comp chat I've ever seen.
Oh, you guys got me a wide race commenting. Oh, that's cute.
I messaged her and asked her if she could hear me. She said she could. She says a bit crackly, but... Yeah, you don't need to do it. You don't need to open with 100 to beat them. You'll probably open lighter to beat her. Probably open lighter to beat her. Okay. Fine. I don't have anyone talking to me, so I don't know. Someone said the sound is crackling.
Oh, the fantasy.
Yeah. Huh? Should shoot her, send her a dick pic. Dick pic? Dick pic?
Oh, you go on another date? No. Oh, it looks like it's great comment.
That's true, I sent a dick pic.
Mitsu is the best. Nice. Poor Uncle Suave can't hear anything. It always happens. It's too smooth. Uncle Suave.
What's up, man? Good. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, bro.
Not coaching today?
Nope.
Commentating.
Yeah, man. Just commentating.
Having fun squatting? Having fun squatting?
Yeah. Yeah, my second time. So it's good, much better than my first time.
When was the first time?
The previous home here. You were coaching back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
It does. Any words for people?
No, I'm good. 11 can't do it.
Huh? People are still watching. Probably just have it on their background.
Is it good? I wonder if Tad will win.
They will win. I did the maths, he'll win.
Oh, really? Okay.
Second place will be that young kid.
Oh, 5 to 9. I think who'll win 3 girls. Probably Yanni.
Yanni will win. Yanni or Helen.
Still, 1K or 500 is still like pretty good.
We are 1 minute away from Deadlifts starting here at the City Strength Cup. We've got some money to give away, and we've got a few contenders. In the females, the top 3 currently are Yanni Zhao with 379 points. This is after first deadlifts. Second place, Helen with 370 points, and third place, Valentina with 366 points. I'll go through the male scoring once it's the males deadlifting group. So I've got the females up first. And Millie will be opening up at 95 kilos, and the bar is loaded, the first deadlift of the afternoon. So of the 3 lifts, the deadlift is the easiest to understand. You just need to step on the platform, pick the bar up, assume a finishing position with your shoulders back behind the bar, your knees and hips locked, and wait for the referee to give you the down signal. As you can see, Millie did that very well there, got 3 lights, 95 kilos. So up next is Teresa with 110. Teresa has had a great day thus far. She's 5 out of 6 coming into deadlifts. She squatted 125, she benched 60, and now she's opening up her deadlift account at 110. Nice and cruisy deadlift opener for Teresa at 110. She's had a great day lifting today, looking to build a big total towards a PB. Up next we have Jane with 117.5 kilos. Jane has also had a really good day out today. She's 6 out of 6, she's squatted 72.5, and she had the grinder of the day with the third bench at 60 kilos. Here she is opening up her deadlift account with 117.5. The bar is loaded, and here she comes. Very methodical lifter, Jane. She likes to take her time, likes to make sure that her headspace is right, her positioning is right, so that she can get the most out of her lift. Nice and smooth again, as expected. 3 white lights. Up next is Valentina, opening up at 120. She's 5 of 6 heading into deadlifts. She squatted 110, she benched 77.5, and now she's opening up her deadlift account with 120. Here she comes. Another really methodical lifter. She likes to take her time, ensure that everything's right before beginning. Nice and smooth there for Valentina. 3 white lights. Takes her total to 307.5. Up next we have Helen, opening at 122.5. And like I mentioned earlier, she's in 2nd place after these deadlift openers, looking at a chance to win $1,000 today. Helen has had a great day today. She is 6 for 6, and now she is 7 for 7 with a 320 kilo total and 370 dots points so far. Maybe she'll crack that 400 dots barrier.
Matt, are you looking at the dot scores? Are you looking at the dot scores? She was 4 points behind that.
Here's Della, opening up at 130. Nice and fast, very easy deadlift opener there for Della. It takes her total to 315. She is 6 out of 7 for today thus far. She's going to take a big 15 kilo jump into her second. She's going to take a second attempt at 145. Next we have Yanni, opening her deadlift account with 140. Now she's the woman to beat here for the money. Once she knocks this over, she'll be at 374 points, which is 4 points ahead of Helen. Nice and easy, and looking shredded at the top. Last lifter of the group is Wiseman, and he's opening up his deadlifts at 170. So he's 4 out of 6 heading into this, just missing his last squat and last bench very narrowly on strength. So let's hope he can knock over 3 deadlifts today. Nice comfortable opener there for Matt at 170.
Just took 10. She just took 10. You both just took 10. She just went bazookas on her squats for some reason.
Heading back to the top of the group, we've got Millie, jumping 7.5 kilos from our opener to 102.5. And here she comes, adding 7.5 to her total. This will take her to 260 for today. Nice and smooth there, strong lockout, and an easy second attempt. She's got much more there. I'm sure John will give her probably 110. John's put in 110 for Millie's final attempt. Another 7.5 kilo jump. Up next we have Teresa taking 10 kilos from her opener from 110 to 120. Her current total is 295. This will take her to 305. Strong and smooth second attempt there at 120. 3 white lights say the referees. And she's pretty happy with that one. Takes her total to 305 kilos. She's had a great day on the platform. Up next is Valentina with 125. And here comes Valentina with 125, just a 5 kilo jump from her opener at 120. Looked quite good, this one will be the same. She's had a great day on the platform so far, Valentina. Looking to build another 5 kilos onto her total. A little bit sticky towards the top there, but she's locked it out really nicely, and it is 3 white lights. That takes Valentina's total to 312.5 kilos. And she's jumped another 5 kilos to 130, which will take her total to 317.5 kilos. Up next we have Jane with 127.5 kilos, taking a 10 kilo jump from her opener, looking to add that 10 kilos to her total, to take a total from 250 to 260. As I mentioned, Jane's had a great day. This will put her 7 for 7 for the day. So she is already 7 for 7 for the day. This will take her to 8 out of 8. And always the goal in powerlifting is to make all 9 of our lifts. If we can finish 9 for 9, we'll always be very happy. Unfortunately, that one was just a bit too heavy there for Jane. She'll have another chance to come back and get that one at the end. And we've got Helen coming up, taking a 10 kilo jump to 132.5. It'll take her total to 330. Here she comes. A strong looking deadlift there from Helen, 132.5. Nice and smooth. It takes her dot score to 381, which is currently 7 points ahead of Yanni. And I assume after Yanni makes this, she'll go back in the lead. And here comes Della, 15 kilo jump. It's a nice big jump on Della's, which is what I like to see. Always open light. And she's absolutely smoked that one as well. Plenty in the tank for the third. It's 3 white lights for Della. Takes her total to 330 kilos. Next up is Yanni with 150. And Stuart, our spotter, is just cleaning off some blood on the bar while the other boys brush it. So we're going to have to go and get some disinfectant to get the blood off the barbell. And here comes Yanni with 150. Looking to head back into the lead on points. And nice comfortable second attempt there for Yanni at 150, which puts her score to 384, which is just 3 points ahead of Helen. So currently after 2 deadlifts, we have Yanni in first place 384, Helen in second place 381, and Valentina in third place 372. So it's very close between the top 3. This might be some deadlifts for some placings coming up. Here comes Matt for his second attempt. Strong lockout there from Matt. It's good lifting. 3 white lights. Takes his total to 430 for today. 420 for today. And moving on to final deadlifts. Got Millie opening up the round with 110 kilos, which is another 7.5 kg jump from her second attempt. See if she can finish off her day on a high. Finish off with a deadlift, baby. Here she comes. The bar's loaded. Come on, Millie. Hope everyone's getting behind her at home. That's a nice fight. Some good deadlifting there from Millie. She's finished off 3 for 3 on the deadlifts with a total of 267.5. Great lifting. Up next we have Teresa taking a 7.5 kg jump from her second attempt. This will give her a final total of 312.5. Here she comes. Very smooth final deadlift there for Teresa. 3 white lights. An 8 for 9 day for her. Really good lifting. Good coaching from Rob Flett. No, you should not. Next up is Jane reattempting 127.5. She missed this on her second. And unfortunately no lift there for Jane. She didn't quite have the strength off the floor there, but a good day on the platform nonetheless, finishing 7 for 9 with a total of 250. Up next we have Valentina taking another 5 kg jump from her second attempt at 125. This will give her a final total of 317.5. Everyone's getting behind her here for her last pull. And it moves nicely off the floor. Starts to get a little bit sticky at lockout. Has she got it? Let's see what the referees say. 2 red lights, unfortunately. I think a little bit of downward movement on the way up there. So the bar must move up. It can stop. It can be motionless, but it cannot go down towards the floor. So up next we have Helen with a 7.5 kg jump, which will put her back in the lead for the money. And then if Yanni misses her third, Helen will win $1,000. If Yanni makes her third, Yanni will win $1,000. So exciting little finish here for the women's. 140 is a big milestone. Here she comes. And that one's just glued to the floor, unfortunately. So Helen will finish in second place, Yanni in first place, and Valentina in third place. I think gravity was a little bit strong today. And here comes Della. She's got a lot of hype around her. She's going to sniff some ammonia and get slapped. And come out and try and pull a 152.5 to finish with a 337.5 kg total. And here she comes. A few screams from Della as she comes out. And that one was glued to the floor as well. I think someone just turned the gravity up really high. It's not. It's so cheesy. What do you like? And up next is Yanni, who will win $1,000 today. She is in first place, cannot be beaten from here. Taking another 10 kilo jump, and this will give her a 400 kilo total on the dot. If she ever comes back to powerlifting full time, you can imagine that there's a lot more there in the tank. But right now she's a bit of a hybrid between a bodybuilder and a powerlifter. Just having competed in a bodybuilding show yesterday and winning state titles in the figure category. Here she is the next day after eating a litre of Messina and doing some 1RMs and winning $1,000. Here she comes. And up it goes. A big smile at the top for Yanni. 3 white lights. And $1,000 and 400 kilos. Big day on the platform for Yanni. And up next is Matt Wiseman for his final deadlift attempt at 195. He's currently 6 out of 8, having missed his final squat and final bench press, so hopefully he can get one of his thirds here and finish off with 195. Here he comes. So close to that 200 kilo milestone. I'm sure that will be in his sights very soon. And that one was glued to the floor as well. That concludes Group B, and up next we have the Group A deadlifts. Starting off with Mitsu with 180. And the spotters and loaders are just making sure the bar and platform are ready for Mitsu. And his first deadlift at 180. Here it comes. Mitsu adopting a sumo stance, where the legs are outside the hands. Generally the lifters who have the stronger legs will do this one, and generally lifters who have the stronger backs will be more suited to conventional, where the feet are inside the hands. 3 white lights from Mitsu and good opening deadlift at 180. He's got a lot more in the tank for his next 2, which is exactly what it should be. Should always be opening light and gauging what we've got, and then trying to make the right selections on the third attempts. Next up is Ryan with 190. Had a good day so far, Ryan. He's 5 out of 6 with a 195 squat and a 120 bench, opening up his deadlift account at 190. Nice easy opener there for Ryan at 190. I presume a couple of big jumps incoming. Up next we have Boris with a 220 kilo deadlift opener. He is 6 for 6 heading into deadlifts. He's had a great day thus far, with leaving quite a bit in the tank on his squat and his bench, so maybe he'll go actual maximal on this deadlift. Here he comes, the big Russian. Very easy opener there for Boris. Always get on the board easily if you can. Next we've got Tim at 220 as well. So no need to change the weight for the spotters, just need to tighten those collars, and the bar is loaded for Tim. Smooth deadlift opener at 220 there for Tim. Plenty of room to move up on his next two attempts. Next up we've got Oscar with 230, opening up his account. Bar is loaded for Oscar. Should be coming out any minute now. The clock has started.
Someone go get him. Where is he?
He's got 40 seconds left on the timer. Okay, he's just had an issue with his shoes. So there's 30 seconds left on the clock. He doesn't have socks on either, so he's probably just going to time out here. So he will unfortunately time out here, not having his equipment ready. Okay, just because this is a novice comp, we're not going to let him time out. We're just going to wait for him to get ready. So we are going to let him on the platform to do his attempt. And here he comes with his opening deadlift at 230. He's got his shoes on, he's got his socks on, he's ready to go. And it was worth the wait, it was an easy deadlift. 230 on the board for Oscar, 3 white lights. Up next we have Chad Odsey opening at 235. Now Chad's currently in the lead after first deadlifts for the money, followed closely by Simon and then Oscar. So this will give Chad a total of 620 and a dot score of 449, which will have him in the lead for the money. Should be walking home with $1,000 if he can deadlift well today. 3 white lights there, nice easy opener at 235. Bars loaded for Chris here with 240. Pretty solid opener there for Chris. It's moving nice and well. Gets him on the board. And now 665 kilo total for Chris. A good spot to be in after one deadlift. Next we've got Andrew opening at 280. It's 5 reds and a black. It's 5 reds, a black and a collar. This will give him a 715 total. And here he comes. Nice and smooth all the way through the lockout there for Andrew. It's good lifting. Gives him a total of 715 kilos. Heading into his second deadlift. Next we've got Simon opening his account also at 280. And this is a very impressive opener. As I mentioned earlier, he's doing his first competition. And he's only weighted in at 82.7 kilos. So this is a big deadlift for that body weight. Particularly for his first competition. Really impressive stuff. Here he comes. Adopting a sumo stance. Very easy 280 there.
Boris, I need you to move. I need to see. Move the other way. See you tomorrow. Matt, see you tomorrow.
I gotta bench 180 now. Our favourites are all meeting today. Yeah. Brody.
And here comes Ryan with his second attempt over for 200. Opened up at 190. And just after those first deadlifts, we've got Chad in the lead on 449, followed by Simon on 438, and Oscar on 434. Simon looked like he had a lot more on that deadlift, so Chad's going to have to work hard to keep the lead here. Very strong lockout there for Ryan. 200 kilos on the board. Ticked off. 3 white lights. Takes his total to 515 for the day. Building a nice total. Up next we've got Mitsu with 200. Nice 20 kilo jump from his first. Bar is loaded for Mitsu, and here it comes. Strong second attempt at 200 kilos for Mitsu. He's had some really great lifting today. It's a total of 560 now. And he's very happy with that one. Up next is Tim, just taking a 7.5 kilo jump from his first attempt to 7.5 or 500 pounds if you're American. Nice little fight there from Tim. He's added another 7.5 to his total, taking his total to 545. Let's see if he can crack over 550 on his final attempt. Up next is Boris with a nice big 20 kilo jump from 220 to 240. This will take his total to 642.5. Strong deadlift there from Boris. Nice and easy. 240. Ticked it off. Next we have Oscar with 245. He's currently in 3rd place. This deadlift will put him into 2nd place. Potentially even 1st place. It's nice and comfortable there for a 2nd attempt. Take that one off. And let me have a look at this scoreboard here and I'll tell you what the score lies at. So he takes him to 445, which puts him in 2nd place. So at this current moment we have Chad in 1st, Oscar in 2nd, Simon in 3rd. And these scores are based off the dot scoring. Comes Chris with 250. It's a 10 kilo jump from his last 240. And just a little bit too heavy today. He'll come back and have another chance at that one on his last attempt. And 250 for Chad. Looking to extend his lead on points. So a nice 15 kilo jump for Chad. Spotter's just getting the bar loaded for him and ready. And the bar's loaded and here he comes. Comfortable 2nd attempt there for Chad, which takes his score to 460. Which is a nice comfortable lead over Oscar in 2nd at 445 and Simon in 3rd at 438, who is about to go after Andrew here. So we'll see how much this 20 kilo jump adds to Simon's score and whether he's still going to be in the hunt for the money. Here comes Andrew, big whiff of ammonia, and out he comes. That's one hell of a fight from Andrew there at 290. Really, really strong lifting. And he is going to scrap his 3rd deadlift after that grinder, which I think is a smart move. And the final deadlift of round 2 is Simon with 300 kilos. This is a big deadlift for an 83 kilo lifter. And here he comes. So we'll take his total to 667.5. And another very smooth attempt there for Simon, which takes his dot score to 451, which is just 9 points behind Chad. Next we have Ryan with 210 for his final lift of the day. He's had a very good day so far. He's 7 out of 8. This will give him 8 out of 9, which is a very, very good day on the platform. And unfortunately just a little bit too heavy there for Ryan. Still a great day on the platform. 7 out of 9 lifting with a 515 kilo total. Good job, Ryan. Next we've got Mitsu with 215. Well, a 15 kilo jump for Mitsu. And a pretty comfortable third attempt there. Looked good from where I was standing. Let's see what the judges say, and they agree with me. 3 white lights. It's good lifting from Mitsu. So currently as it stands, Chad is still in first. Second is Simon, and third is Oscar. If Chad misses his third attempt and Simon is successful, Simon will win $1,000. Unfortunately, just a little bit too heavy for Tim, but a great day on the platform. 7 out of 9 made lifts, finishing with a total of 545. It's really good lifting from Tim. We've got Chris re-attempting the 250 he just missed on his second attempt. Look like a better pull. Much better deadlift there from Chris. And unfortunately, 2 red lights. I think he hitched that one, or maybe his shoulders weren't locked out properly. Up next is Oscar with 252.5. I think this will put him back into second place. So Oscar's had a really good day on the platform thus far. He's made all of his third attempts so far. And let's hope that doesn't change here with this 252.5 third deadlift. Just his first comp and a really strong showing. Definitely a bright future in the sport. And just stuck just above the knee there, unfortunately. So Oscar will finish in third place, winning $250. And we have 2 lifters left fighting it out for the $1,000 first prize. Up next is Boris with 260.
Yeah. Huh? Because if he pushes, I want to push this.
And 2 white lights there for Boris at 260. And up next we have Chad, who's currently in first place, taking an extra 12.5 kilo jump. And if he's successful with this, it should put him a little bit too far away for Simon to pull for the win. But if he's unsuccessful and Simon makes his third, Simon will win $1,000. there it is. Chad Odyssey nails his third attempt at 262.5, taking his total to 647.5 and a 469 dot score. And the last lift of the day, we've got Simon at 320. And this can't change his position. He would need to take a bigger jump than this to go into first place. So he will finish in second place and win $500. Nonetheless, 320 at 83 is a huge deadlift. Let's see how he goes here. This is massive. And unfortunately, just a little bit too heavy there for Simon, but massive attempt there. And that's how we all finish up. First place is Chad with 469 points. Second place Simon with 451 points. And third place Oscar with 445 points.
Thanks, mate. I don't like IPF rules, I know that. Oh, yeah. Walking out sucks. Oh, I'm like, what am I doing? Yeah, no, I don't walk anything out. Yeah, because normally I put my heels up and I get... So my bench... I don't usually have to rotate my shoulders that much. I'm usually just pressing down. Yeah, I lost kilos everywhere. Like, I don't use this bar to deadlift. I don't walk my squats out. I don't fucking bench that foot. So... Low sevens. Three-week break and I've got a shot in a couple of weeks.
August cancelled, September cancelled, December cancelled.
I try not to get another competition on your own just to get in.
Everyone that's been so come through these doors and become part of also welcoming to everyone with different ages and abilities and backgrounds. I never thought that we'd be able to create a space where we see so many different people going through and just have so much respect for each other and support for each other, whilst trying to improve themselves, just simply by lifting weights. We all couldn't have done it without all of you, and I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone, all the supporters, lifters, referees, wife creator. First place, good bench press, alright,